Yeah, that thumbnail is real. I'm that guy Amazon sent to the hospital by ambulance and then fired me while I was fighting for my life with walking pneumonia. Yeah. Welcome to 21 Chambers. My name is Dwayne Anthony, and on this channel, we break down real stories, real urban issues. We talk about real political policies and reaction to courtroom verdicts that will affect the urban community. So, with that being said, let's get down with the get down. Yeah, this one is really personal. I'm not going to, give you no caps about that, But, I got to bet on me. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this out the way. First of all, I'm not a disgruntled employee, all right? But I am mad, bro. Long years, service, hours, double shifts. Amazon tossed me out like trash, right? Am I gonna go back is the question. Nah, I think I'm pretty much done. You know what I'm saying? This is my chance right now to bet on me, on this YouTube journey and stop treating it like a hobby and, just swing it back into part-time rotation since Amazon fired me, So I need you to really hit the like buttons, smash the subscribe because I'm grinding for the 1K, and the 4,000 watch hours. So slide with me, chat. You know what I'm saying? For real. Help me get this channel all the way turned up on the issues concerning the urban community. Okay, now with that being said, let me get it in, all right? So this is the day where everything went left, I work Amazon on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. But this day I woke up, I was feeling a little off that morning. My chest, it was tight. I had a little lightweight cough. But I said, I could power my way through this ish. Amazon attendance system is wild. UPT, minutes, policies, that's a whole nother video on that subject alone. I'll hit y'all up on that later. So I clocked in, and within hours, I'm coughing like crazy. I'm wheezing, I'm spitting up blood in the trash can. So I dragged myself to the infirmary, right? Now, when I walked in, the nurse gave me a real concerned look until she asked, "Are you sick?" I'm folded up like a lawn chair. That's how bad this pain was. I looked at her in pain and I was like, I just nodded my head. Then her attitude, boom, flipped instantly. HR has to sign you out. She said in an aggressive voice, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at her like, she crazy. HR told me to come here. She shrugs her shoulders, there's nothing I can do for you. I will have to call an ambulance. Do you need me to call the ambulance? She said it cold and heartless. That's the crazy part, how she said it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at them like, yeah, you got to call an ambulance. So the ambulance, they came. They rolled me out on the gurney in front of everybody. People looking at me all crazy like I'm about to die. And I think I'm going to a real hospital. Nope. They shoot me off into this hybrid urgent care / hospital discount outlet. You know what I mean? They take the x-rays, they diagnose me with pneumonia, and then the doctor look at me and tell me, you'll be all right, and you can go back to work in 4 days. No meds, no antibiotics, just return the work order. Here's your paperwork. All under the Amazon referral. That's who sent me to that hospital. That's the crazy part, So, when I get home, my fiance, she called my sister, she called my aunt. Everybody like, you got to go back to the hospital. I'm sick as hell right now, okay? The hospital played you. So I pull my bootstraps up. I get myself together. I get back in the car. We go to the hospital. Guess what? They admit me immediately because I went to a real hospital this time, okay? Now, I stayed 7 days in this hospital fighting to breathe, okay? So to make a long story short, once we got released from the hospital, I hit my full-time job up, and they was like, cool, bring the paperwork in, and so my full-time, they accept the paperwork, told me to rest up, come back on the day that the doctor gave you, and you all good. But when I came to Amazon, first of all right, I tried to get on the A to Z app, right? I'm locked out of that app. So I got to go to the building. I go to the building with my documents. I give them my badge. The security, they keep my badge and they say, well, HR, he's going to come out and he's gonna come talk to you. The HR dude, he pops up in the signing window and looks at me like he's some kind of CEO, all right? And he said, didn't you get your attendance policy termination email? I said, what termination email? I said, I was in a hospital fighting for my life. I left out of here in an ambulance, right? He goes, sorry, I'm sorry about all that, but you're gonna have to file an appeal, but right now, you're fired. Yeah, cold, heartless, no humanity at all. They care if I gotta pay my mortgage. No, you don't know anything about my financial stress, okay? But this is me coming to the crossroads, and I was like, man, you know what? Man, I gotta bet on me, man, I mean, nobody should be tossed aside on their job just because they sick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna ask y'all, should I chase this YouTube dream on a part-time basis instead of going back to Amazon? If they offer me to go back to Amazon. You see what I'm saying? Now, Amazon was a moonlighting job, just so you know, I'm not just out here jobless, but I feel my skill set on YouTube and this journey, I am ready for the next level. You know what I'm saying? Or should I appeal and fight for the job and take YouTube grind, or take the YouTube grind all the way? Those are the questions that I'm asking. Hey, leave your likes, subscribe, your comments. I need all that, okay? I need all that, all right? Because I need the 1K and the 4K watch time hours, all right? And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative, most of all, because Amazon, the attendance policies, they ain't playing no games, man. They ain't playing no games, and they on some foul shit, if you ask me. Hey, my name is Dwayne Anthony. This is 21 Chambers. We be out. Peace, love, and community.
All right. How'd I end up with pneumonia? Yeah, pneumonia. I spell it wrong every time I spell it. And I didn't know it was this serious. Pneumonia, man. Bro, I get my whole left side of my body shut down. It hurts. Like I'm being punched by Tank Davis or something, man. It's unbearable. Pneumonia ain't nothing to play with. I'm gonna go over how I got it. I'm gonna go over, how to avoid it. But, man, you don't want to get that. You don't want to pick up that straw. Pneumonia, bad boy. Bad boy. You want to talk about that. Bitch out about that. Why I get pneumonia. I'll let you know later. Gotta lay down, man. I'm sick as hell.